This episode of the Pageant Project is brought to you by the Natralus natural skincare range. Natralus's effective, cruelty-free formulas are proven to keep your skin looking healthy and feeling good, and are packed with pure and organic ingredients. Natralus is also 100% Australian made and owned. User code PAGEANTPROJECT18 to get $10 off when you shop with Natralus online at www.natralus.com.au/shop.
I'm Miss Teen Australia Continents 2018, Brittnee Sheath, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I'm here with Miss Teen Australia Continents 2018, Brittnee Sheath. Brittnee, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Did I get the title right?
You did,
With
yes.
those really long ones, sometimes I get the words
It's a long
mixed
one.
up. So Brittnee, can you tell us a little bit about, I guess, the continent system to start with? I interviewed Jess Turunen, your missus, and you guys are all going to Vegas in 3 weeks, isn't it?
Yes,
It's a really hard life.
it's very hard.
Very hard life. Tell us a bit more about the continent system and why you decided to enter it.
So I did my very first pageant when I was 14, and I gained a lot of confidence within myself, and I really found that it's something that I was very passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the 3 years in the one pageant system, but then I came across the continent system, and what really drew me to the pageant was their motto, which is be your own kind of beautiful. And I think it's really important for, everyone, especially women,
Sure.
and the younger youth to really embrace themselves and really, be happy and proud of who they are. Everyone is beautiful and unique in their own way, and they shouldn't have any things about themselves that make them feel negative or,
Sure.
aren't confident within themselves.
Sure.
And so, I came across this pageant, and I thought it'd be really great for me to be able to go for the title. And it's always been my dream as a little girl to represent my country internationally. And I did the state finals, sorry, not the state finals, I did the national finals.
Back in November last year.
Yeah, November last year was the national finals. And I was lucky enough to be crowned Miss Teen Australia Continent, so now we'll be flying over to Vegas in 3 weeks' time to compete internationally.
And how did it feel? I guess first off, did you have any inkling you were going to win?
No.
No?
I went in there with just a open mind, letting anything happen, like everyone's deserving of the crown, so.
Yeah. And then I guess secondly, how did it feel? Describe the emotion. If you can remember back to the moment you were announced as a winner, how did that feel?
I was kind of shocked, and just nothing was really going through my head. I was thinking, oh my God, this is a dream. I was so shocked, and it didn't really hit me until a week after when I finished all the photo shoots, but it was just a really proud and happy moment for me because I have been working towards it for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
So it was a very proud and happy moment, but
Sure.
very rewarding.
How do you feel? Because you mentioned it's been 4 years, so that's a long time. It's like an Olympian preparing for the Olympics, right? How do you feel that you've changed as a person over those 4 years? I mean, obviously you've grown and matured. Part of that is normal. But how do you think through the pageant system maybe you've changed as a person?
Well, when I was a younger girl, I wasn't really confident with myself, but I think that's just every girl growing up, trying to step out of their comfort zone and try to fit in with the people around them. And I actually didn't enter my first pageant myself. My mum actually applied for myself to enter my first pageant, and it wasn't until I came home from school one day and there was a parcel sitting on my bench.
Right.
And I looked at it and it had the logo of the pageant system,
Yeah.
and then Brittnee Sheath. So I was very suspicious and opened it.
Yeah.
And I kept reading it, and it said, congratulations, Brittnee Sheath, you're a state finalist. And I was reading, and I looked at Mum, and Mum's got this smile on her face, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I kept reading it. So it wasn't actually myself who applied for the first pageant, but I'm very grateful for Mum for doing that, because I would have eventually done it myself, but
Right.
probably not that young. But I feel as though it was probably the best time for me to start to gain my experience and,
Sure.
to grow within. So, yeah.
So were you aware of what pageants were back when your mum applied for you? Because in Australia, pageants aren't that big yet. I think they're growing.
Yeah, definitely.
But were
growing.
you aware of the pageant system and what was actually involved back then when your mum entered you?
I wasn't entirely aware was what was involved throughout the whole pageant world, but it's, you know, a lot more behind the scenes work than people see it. Like, it's a lot of community work, helping out within your area, helping those out in need, raising money for charity, but it's all stuff that every girl loves to do and feels very rewarding doing it. So it all pays off and you feel proud doing it.
Sure. And I guess this sounds weird asking you, like, what do you want your legacy to be at the end? I mean, I assume that would you continue competing? I mean, you've got a title now. So some people, they want to win a title. Now you've done that. So I guess what's the next step for you? You're going international.
Well, my ultimate dream is to win an international title. So I'm working as hard as I can over like I said, 4 years to get to where I am now. So my dream is to win overseas. But like I said, anything can happen and every girl is deserving. So whatever it will be, it will be.
Yeah.
And I'll be proud to represent my country regardless.
And I saw Victoria's Secret is in there somewhere as well.
Yes.
Is that the ultimate?
That's the
walking
one
down
at the top of
runway
the
with
list.
the giant wings on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. So what, I guess once you finish your reign this time around with the title you have now, what do you hope your legacy to be? Like, if people remembered you for something during your reign with this title, what would you hope that your reign stood for?
Just to, you know, empower other girls to keep going and not giving up on their dreams. Everything doesn't always happen when you want it to happen.
Yeah.
So I'd like people to see that I was a girl who, you know, worked towards what I wanted and I kept on going until my dream was a reality. A happy girl who was always willing to help out, raising money for charities such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is a cause that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a very happy, bubbly girl and someone who worked hard for what she achieved.
Apart from the pageant, I mean, okay, so give us an idea as to what's involved in preparing for the pageant. Because I know as you said, there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that almost no one knows about. And it is actually hard work if you approach it like a 4-year thing. So what's pageant prep like for you?
There's obviously main ones like, you know, that you have to, but to benefit yourself, eat healthily, you know, keeping a fit physique, so training regularly. There's getting all your outfits and all your jewellery to match the attire, your shoes, making appearances, raising funds for charity organisations, promoting the system and being the best possible version of yourself. So there's a lot involved.
And do you have a favourite part of the pageant? Everyone has said interviews, but...
Well, for me, interview was actually the most nerve-wracking one for me, but I actually was very proud of myself last year as I was awarded Best Interview at Miss Teen Continents.
Right, so you got the same award that Gemma did.
Gemma did, yeah.
Right.
So that was very, you know, a big accomplishment for me because that was something that I was always so nervous about.
Yeah.
But it now sounds probably a bit silly saying it, but it is probably my favourite interview.
Right.
You're able to, you know, show the judges what you're passionate about and let them hear why you are in the competition, why you think you are deserving of the crown, what your vision are, your goals are.
Sure.
So to really let them see the real you and just to really tell them anything that you need to tell them.
What's the hardest pageant interview question you've ever been asked? I'm sure there must have been at least 1 or 2 that have stumped you.
There's been a few, yes. It would be when I was, I think it was my 2nd year competing.
Right.
I went into an interview panel and I was asked if I could go back 100 years in time, what would I change and why? So
I don't know what I would
being
answer.
15, it was pretty a big question for me, but I picked it out of the bowl and that was the question that I was asked. So it was my own fault for picking that one, but
Your fault.
Fault, would you say?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one that stumbled me a lot.
Do you remember the answer you gave?
No, I didn't even remember the answer when I walked out.
It must have gone really well.
I was just overwhelmed.
That's a hard question. And I don't, Anyway, so what, apart from the pageant stuff, which I know is very time consuming, what does Brittnee Sheath do just in her free time, off time? What does she enjoy doing? I mean, we're at your lovely place. I mean, the cameras are facing this way. Over there is a Hawkesbury River and a huge house, and facing that way is the biggest, it looks like a football ground worth of front, and the driveway is 100 metres long. Brittnee said she saw me from her house all the way there. I'm like, really? You can see that far? You must have eyes like this. But what do you do in your
Binoculars.
spare time?
Well,
What do you enjoy doing?
obviously in the summer we're always out in the water, water skiing, driving the boat for my brothers, wakeboarding, anything kind of water related. We're a very big family that enjoys that. I am a dental nurse for my job, but spending time with my friends and family. I've got 2 little nephews and a little niece on the way, so spending time with them is very important to me, but yeah.
And I don't know if it's too early to ask this, but do you have anything else you have planned for, let's say, next year, 5 years down the track, 10 years down the track?
Nothing that I'm 100% like my mind set on, but I would like to go back to school and study to become a dentist.
Yeah.
I would like to own my own house in the next 5 years, definitely, and to potentially have a successful modelling career, but anything can happen in 5 years, so
Sure.
just have to take it as it comes.
Now, you will be in Vegas soon. Do you have any goals set for yourself as to what you hope to achieve?
Over there,
Yeah.
well, my ultimate goal, like I said, was to win the international crown. But other than that, I have organised a few photo shoots over in Vegas with some photographers over there. So I think that'll be very interesting to be able to, shoot in another country and potentially see what comes out of it. But
And you've never been to America before.
no, first time
So what are you most looking forward to in America?
shopping.
Shop.
Isn't that the best place to shop?
Vegas, yes, probably.
Yes, very. My bank account probably won't like it, but I will like it a lot.
Fair enough. That sounds good. Brittnee, we'll move towards the close, but for people who want to follow your journey, can you give them the social media details so they can follow your journey?
Sure. So I have my Facebook account, which is Brittnee Sheath Official, and my Instagram account for my continents, which is Miss_Teen_Australia_continents. It's a very, very long one.
Don't worry, I'll
But-
subtitle it underneath.
I'll just shorten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I have my everyday Instagram account, which is Brittnee Sheath.
Perfect. Okay. Well, let's move to the close. Did you see the interview I did with Gemma?
The recent one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I end with the same 10 questions, so you'll be fine with this.
Okay.
So exactly the same questions. So number 1, what is your favourite word?
I would say summer.
Okay. All right. Good choice. What about, so you know what's coming next then, right? What's your least favourite word?
Hate.
Hate. Okay. In life, what turns you on? What are you excited about?
I'm excited about the future and what possibilities are ahead of me, so I think that's...
And at your age is a lot ahead of you, hopefully. Okay, what about what turns you off?
people who are egotistical.
Okay, I like that answer. What sound or noise do you love?
I think walking through the bush and hearing the birds and the trees, I can slightly hear it now.
Which we can sort
I think
of
that's
at the moment.
relaxing type of sound.
I was going to guess you were going to say the sound of the water because you're right next to it.
You can't really hear the water
No,
unless
you
there's
can't
a
really
boat
hear
going
waves on the
past.
Hawkesbury. Okay, what sound or noise do you hate?
Dogs barking.
But you have dogs.
Yeah, I don't like when they bark.
Okay, maybe you have to get
They
some
don't bark all the time, but when they do, it's not.
because it disturbs your peace and quiet, or
It's just irritating. It's so high pitched and consistent.
okay.
I don't like
I can
it.
see you actually getting angry as you're talking about it. It's like, okay.
And then they'll start barking.
Sure. Okay. I know I've asked you this in a written format, but what if you could have one superpower? What would you pick and why?
To be able to breathe underwater. That way you can, be able to go scuba diving without worrying about anything going wrong, or
Yeah.
you've got no worries. So just being able to go down swimming underwater, I think that'd be a very good superpower to have.
And Gemma loved your answer so much she decided to steal it.
Emma.
What occupation other than your own would you most like to attempt?
Primary school teaching has always been something that I've been passionate about and would, love to do. So if it wasn't for me to go down the dentistry path, I would definitely go towards primary education.
Perfect. You must like working with kids then? Because
Yeah.
that's a very, okay, all right. Because if you're going in there, you don't like working with kids.
No, I love working with kids.
Yeah. Okay, what occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
Probably a bus driver. don't really see that very enjoyable at all, although everyone is entitled to their each opinions. And
You don't want the kids on the bus saying the wheels on the bus go round and round?
no.
And $99 of beer on the wall for 3 hours? If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
That I have come to the right place. I think that's what I'd like him to say.
That sounds like a good choice. Well, thank you so much for your time,
Thanks for having me.
and best of luck with the international pageant.
Thank you.
Would you like to finish with a tongue twister?
Sure, let's go.
Okay. Let's try. So she sells seashells
Oh,
by the
not
seashore.
this one again.
Come on, you can do it.
Seashells, seashells by the seashore.
Okay, I'll leave you alone on that one. I'm going to thank everyone for watching, and speak to you next time.
Bye.
Hey, it's Adrian. If you'd like some pageant coaching to help you win that title, or you'd like to keep up to date with our interviews, check us out at thepageantproject.com. Speak to you soon.